beautiful people. Today we have another episode of Creators Chat. And today I have a special guest that will be joining me shortly. Let me wait a few to see who else pops on. Because Creators Chat is going to continue whether we have live guests or not. This will also be posted on YouTube, so if you can't make it live or you can only make it for a little while, that's all right. The recording will not only be available on Instagram, but it will also be available on YouTube within about a week, I'll say. It depends on how long we go. Because if we go kind of long, then I'll probably edit it into multiple parts, like the first Creators Chat. If you haven't seen that one, you can find that on my Instagram, or you can follow my YouTube. If you need the link, just DM me CC link and I'll send it to you. Or you can put a comment and I'll know, what I need to send you. Hi. Okay, request to join. And then we can begin. I'm so excited to be doing another episode of Creators Chat. This is my first online project where I'm being the host, so it's so new but also so exciting. And if you're watching the recording and you have any questions or you want to be a guest, you can always DM me and then we'll chat and I'll see if you're a good fit. Okay, my special guest is here. Let me make sure my volume is up. Did it work? Oh, there it is. Hi,
Hi.
How are you today?
Well, let me get a cute little filter. Hold on.
I was looking at them too. I'm like, which one do I want today?
Girly, give me one moment. My phone is connecting to my phone's connecting to my.
Oh, okay. No worries, I'm patient.
Clearly, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good. What? Look at us. Do you see the synchronicity? Come on, come through. Don't you love when the universe just gives you match on match? Like, what?
Yep. Yeah,
On the
divine
same
reflection. You
wavelength.
know how to go. Yep. The beauty is radiating. I can feel this energy and I'm so excited to dive in.
Yes.
Woo!
Okay. I see you. I feel you with that too. Yes. Girl, I love a good creative chat because it takes a creative
Yes.
to know a creator. Okay.
Girl, you better speak on it. Hold on. So,
Girl, that
would you
goddess.
like to introduce yourself
Oh,
for people who don't know you? Because, I didn't know you, so.
almost forgot. Almost forgot. Hi, y'all. I am Keitoyou. I like to go by Key. And that's my artist name, Keitoyou. I am a visual artist, but I also like to dabble in intuitive guidance as well. So I use my art for spiritual purposes. It's all a meditation to me, and I have a whole theme that goes into my abstract art. I've been doing art for a long time, been creative for a long time. You know how that goes. When you are a creative person, you just do whatever all the time, DIYs since forever. Painting the
Right.
clothes, cutting the clothes up, doing the nails, everything. You deconstruct whatever you see and just recreate it in your own little way. So that's always been in me. But yeah, I'm a visual artist and I also I give divine messages. A lot of people don't like when you say tarot reader, but I give divine messages as well. So.
Okay. And when did that start for you? Do you feel like you've always been like a channel for divine messages, or do you feel like there was a certain point where the messages came through stronger and you knew that it was divine and it wasn't just like your thoughts or something?
I want to say I've always been that friend that likes to give that advice, and I just didn't know where it came from. And I was always
Okay.
like, I knew there was something bigger than me just for a long time. I didn't know what it was called. And, growing up in a religious household, they were like, just give it to God. You know what I mean? They don't tell you to like dive into it. Well, at least not in the environment I was in. It's like they're just like, oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And then years later, as I got older, I started noticing patterns more. And I just felt a bigger
Mhm.
calling. I got into meditation and just like quieting my mind and my gift. I feel like I tapped into it a lot more. So I would say, ooh, has it been like 7 or 8 years? It's been 7 or 8 years that I channel messages professionally. I was so scared at first. I would only channel them for myself.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I would only channel them for myself. And then I wouldn't tell anybody about it. And then I got a reading from someone and they were like, your guides are like, give these messages. You need to. And she didn't know me from a can of paint. And I'm like, how could you even know? And then I'm like, I kind of know how you know, but this is my wake up call.
Right.
So that was about 7 years ago. And I decided to share my gift that way. And also just incorporate it in what I was doing with my art. So
Yeah.
it was a little journey. It was a journey for sure.
Oh, wow. That resonates a lot with my experience because I feel like even as a very young child, even adults will come to me and ask me for advice about stuff, or like, I don't know, they just would like to be in my presence. And I didn't know at the time that I had gifts and I was empathic and clairvoyant. So it was just like, if people come to me for help, I just had such a big heart. I'm like, sure. Like, stuff would just come through and I would feel like, yeah, that's right.
Yes, God is.
So, what kind of services, you said intuitive readings. So do you call your services intuitive readings or do you call them something else? Because I feel like as creatives, we may see other people doing something that we doing, but we just name it something else, and it's all about the experience. Because everybody's energy is different. So I might call it like a gifted session, and you don't
You
even know
got a
what you're
point
getting yourself into.
there. You got a point there. I call it intuitive guidance because
Okay.
it kind of involves a lot, and I use different tools as well. I could just channel without any tools, but I also like that 3D confirmation. You see how like we sync up because we have the same frequency. Some people need that physical proof. So I say
Yeah.
intuitive guidance generally, but I read charms. I can read tarot cards. I read angel cards. I tap into the angel guidance. I don't mess with none of that darkness. I'm just gonna let you know that right now. Like that could say where it's at, out of my energy field. Okay. But yeah, I
Right.
channel, read cards. I do oracle messages as well and charm readings. So intuitive guidance incorporates all of that. And I don't like to like be like I'm a reader all the time, but you know, it comes with its own connotation. So I'm very careful about it. I don't have time to deal with people's resistance. I've been doing it on the internet and I used to be like popping on TikTok with the readings, hundreds and hundreds and
Okay.
hundreds of people every night for like 4 hours. And then, you got the people coming in there being ignorant. And you're like, ow, witchcraft. Da, da, da. I'm like, oh my gosh, go away. Go away. So,
I feel you. That actually reminds me of an experience I had recently. So I was in an Uber and I had a driver who was a charismatic Christian. I don't know if you know what that is, but
no.
they basically, the way he described it to me is they basically are Christian, but they're more so focused on like people with gifts. So it's like they are more in tune with what I would consider like the spiritual aspect of it, not like the indoctrination of Christianity. So he heard me talking to somebody about like this channel who is creating this like omni wealth opportunity for like people with spiritual businesses so they can learn about investments and just like how to get access to capital for their business. So when I was talking about that, he's like, "Oh, that sounds interesting. Like, can you tell me more about the spiritual stuff that you're into? And so I told him, like, I have a business and I share my gifts and stuff. And I really support people with gifts to like trust their intuition because I'm not going to be able to tell you the answer to everything. It's more so about you listening to your intuition because whatever you're seeing or hearing or feeling is meant for you. And it's only going to really make sense for you. I might have a little bit of sprinkle I could give you to help you make sense of it all. But at the end of the day, thank you. What is that, Farron? Hello. Is that a guy or a girl? But yeah, so basically, I just had a great interaction with this charismatic Christian who I never met before or even heard of a charismatic Christian. And then I was looking on threads for like other charismatic Christians because I just felt like such good energy from him. And I stumbled on this person
Wow.
who was talking about the movie Sinners, and they said that they were a Christian too. And like, she was totally, her energy was totally different than this man who I had an experience with because she was very much like trying to attack me for what I was saying. And I'm not going to get into the details, but it just was like such a contrast. Like some people are so much more open than there's people who have that resistance. So like interacting with them and you experience that, it's like, wow, this is so different. And I actually don't prefer it. Like I prefer to work with people who are open, even if we're not working together, like just talking to people who are more open because it feels different. Like since I can feel their energy, it feels different, and I would rather feel
Yeah.
more grounded and at ease than all that resistance. So I commend you for if you was on TikTok doing 4 hours.
Yes.
Oh, child,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not there yet.
Yeah. It is
Oh,
very
hello.
much, it has taught me to really focus on meditating and just building good energy around me as well. It makes me more aware of, people's intentions. Um, and it's a beautiful thing, but it's a responsibility as well. So you see how you've had like two different experiences. I've had people who I knew they were putting on the
Mm,
front the entire time. I knew they were putting on the front and they were like, "Oh, I'm open. I'm trying to learn more." And I'm like, what do I do in this situation when I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
what you're really, I feel the mask, I feel the difference. What do I do? And that's when I tap into the divine. The divine is like, look, you're going to teach the lesson that you teach. You can't control everybody. Just understand how to forgive, how to have compassion, how to let go. And that's been the biggest takeaway I've had with people who try to troll me. I actually have fun with the trolls now. I'm also on Bigo.
What's
And
that?
rarely, huh?
What's that? You said Bigo?
Yeah, Bigo Live. It's another like live app, and people can like send you
Okay.
gifts. It's kind of like TikTok. Yeah, you should check it out. If you do like creative
Yeah.
talks and everything. Yeah, so I'm over on Bigo and it's a different vibe now that I've had more experience with the people online. And I deal with the trolls differently. I actually help to like alchemize the energy. I have fun with it because I'm in another place in my journey. Like in the past, I probably would have been like, oh my God, why? The world is so mean. The 3D
Right.
and all this. But it's like, no, have fun with it. If
Mm.
somebody is afraid of cards, how strong is their belief in God? How strong is their belief in their faith? If you are afraid of a picture, you need to question yourself, not me. I've had people, I'm telling them, take your vitamins, eat healthy. And they're like, that's the devil. I'm like, the devil's going to tell you to take vitamins. Okay. So yeah, it helps me to
Correct.
take life not so serious and be okay with people having different energies. I don't let it affect me anymore. Um, and it's a practice. It takes some time, but you just gotta cleanse your energy, stay, positive about everything and just use that Palo Santo, girl. I'm Palo Santo. I got a smudge stick right here. I got Palo Santo every day. I just cleanse my energy and send love and let people be who they are. 'Cause resilience for me is the goal. I'm not trying to run
Mhm.
away from anybody who is having an opposing idea, also not letting them run over me. But it's like we all have our own perspectives. We call our truth, but really it's our perspective. It's what sits with us. It's what's
Yeah.
resonating with us and we just find people who resonate. So I like that you said charismatic Christian because I've met some people who
Mhm.
are so strong in their faith that it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. And then The opposite spectrum of that would be people who feel like your belief is a threat to their belief, which is it contradicts itself. Like, how is
Yeah.
somebody else's belief a threat to your belief? Your belief is your belief, and that's all you need. But okay.
Yeah. It's very interesting. And I think for me, it's a matter of like discernment because I don't necessarily, I'm not bothered by people having opposing beliefs or like if I feel like they haven't expanded to resonate with whatever I'm saying or what my experience just simply has been. But I find that since I can't feel their energy, I can feel that like fear. I have to really be aware that, okay, this is not mine, but I am feeling what they're feeling and like it's okay, but I can also just like know that there's nothing to be afraid of. Like this is simply where they are and at some point they're going to grow, but this is where they are right now, so it is what it is. Know that my energy is my energy, and even though I'm feeling theirs, it doesn't impact anything about me or my worth. And I feel like that's a big thing that I really want to highlight for other people who are highly sensitive and just in tune with others' energy. Like you're going to feel some stuff that does not feel good and stuff that feels scary, but just know like you are always safe, you're always protected, and the energy is going to pass at some point. Like it's not going to stay with you as long as you, like you said, do your spiritual hygiene and focus on yourself because that's super important. So now I want to get into our passions because I feel like that's a big thing that helps me stay grounded is my passions and creativity. Like I really have always, throughout my whole life, been a person who loves art and crafts and music and movies. And like when you really are into the flow of creativity, even if you're just witnessing somebody else's, there's so much wisdom in it that you get. Like whether it's a movie or a show that is reminding you about what really matters in life, or just simply like watching nature, you get to really tap into the truth and the essence of life. So, what about your passions do you feel like has been teaching you something on either a surface level or a deep level, whatever you want to talk
First
about?
off, I love the way you just worded all of that. That was a beautiful dissertation, okay?
Yeah.
I love that. And I feel like there was a lot of the resonance with what you just said. So with my passions on a surface level, um, they just teach me to just enjoy life, right? Enjoy life
Mhm.
and to play. All of my artwork is very colorful, but it also has a deep message. So it's like it balances between the depth and the shallow. Because art is aesthetic, right? We like pretty stuff. We like nice things. We like beauty. We like things that look good and everything. But then you have the deeper understanding of the origin of creation, the origin of interconnectedness, the social climates that we're creating in and what we're creating for. And my art is a way to heal, to bring that depth to the light and to heal certain parts of myself. So, um, my passion with my creation is really, tapping into that process and not being afraid. It really
Mhm.
grounds me in being resilient and being fearless, having courage. I don't always know how my pieces are going to turn out, but it's just like the relationship with the divine, right? Like you don't know everything that's going to happen, but you have to trust that it's going to turn out great. It's going to turn out good. And so my abstract art is like, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to put this here, put this there, move this way, move that way, add this stroke, and then I have something that I think I'm gonna do, and then sometimes it changes, and I'm going with the flow like in real time. So my
Yeah.
passion has taught me to enjoy not knowing everything. And that's the wisdom that you're talking about, because in order to gain wisdom, you have to sometimes clear out what you think you know. Because we're moving
Ooh,
through time. We're having
I'm getting
different
chills.
experiences and different lessons. And so it's like sometimes I may think I know, but that's a past version of me. And just like I'm developing this picture on this canvas, it's not going to look the same. So I got new
Mm,
paint strokes in my life. new paint strokes on my canvas. This painting right here, I'm like, oh, I got the color palette in mind. I know what
Okay.
I'm gonna do. Da 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 da. And then I'm like, okay, hold on, because this blue is looking like this, and now I want to do it blue and green, and I want to add more strokes and things like that. I'm like, that's how life is. And so my passion does keep me grounded in that way. It helps me to be okay with uncertainty and to make the best of it. So yeah, I love that question, girl. Ooh,
I
ooh,
mean,
where's the coins? They need to pay
listen,
you. They need to pay you, honey. They need to pay you.
you could, but I mean, your answer really was so eloquent as well. Like, I was feeling chills. I'm just like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Like you said, like, you just don't know what's going to unfold. So when you're truly just present for it, it's so beautiful. So that reminds me, like, I remember when I was younger. So I dealt with a lot of asthmatic symptoms, and I would have to take like breathing treatments and stuff. And I feel like although those experiences were really challenging because like I literally couldn't breathe, but it really taught me to just be still and focus on breathing in and out slowly. And I'm correlating this to what you're saying about like being in the flow because within the last couple years, I started getting certified in breath work, and I realized I kind of been doing breath work my whole life.
Yeah.
And so it also expanded me into mindfulness and what that even means. And I really want to highlight that because I feel like you don't have to like take a class or get a certification to really ground into presence. Like you can do creative stuff to ground into presence and really harness the wisdom of life because it's everywhere. I can feel like I can feel this essence of what we're creating and I'm just so excited to continue. But okay,
Yes, girl. Yes.
it's like my body get real hot and I'm just like, okay, ground the energy. But it's like so exciting. So
Oh,
I want to
it
ask
should
you,
be. Yeah.
right, what do you feel like is most exciting or what do you have planned for the rest of the year? Like what are you excited about for just the rest of 2025? Because it's a lot of predictions going on about what's to come, what's going on with the energy. So I want to know what you're excited for personally in your life.
Oof. Um, it's this is one of those things where it could be like either deep or it could be kind of like shallow.
Right? It's like,
I personally have been manifesting a lot, but I haven't been focused on the process of manifesting. It's just been like being present and everything is like attracting towards me. Um,
yeah.
so Oh, I really, on the surface level of things with the material world, all the stuff, like the money, the nice things, the shopping, all that stuff. But on a deeper level, I have been working on visualizing and I've been seeing the effects of that in my life. So I really do want to get better at my meditation and visualizing, holding my focus, and just, you know, not letting my emotions go to distractions. I feel like in the past, I've let
Mhm.
myself stay in distractions and stay in emotions and be provoked by things that I like to call of the 3D, the matrix stuff that pulls you here and there. And certain things that I have taken my focus off of, they start changing. They start changing
Mhm.
in my world, and I'm like, oh, okay. Did we just unlock? Did we just unlock something? Did we just like crack the code, walk into
Right.
another situation here? So I'm working on that, and I'm just working on like sending positive energy to the people I read for, the people I connect with. I just feel so different from how I felt last year. I'm moving from a
Mhm.
place of like selfishness and just trying to see things for myself to now just feeling like I'm in a heart space. And I'm looking forward to where that goes the rest of 2025. Like, I just feel like this whole burden of the 3D has been lifted off of my life. and I'm just walking in a place where I just want to be a walking healing energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
love that. I
yeah,
love
that's what
that
I'm
for
looking
you.
for.
And it puts all that intention because that's actually exactly where I am. I feel like I've always been a heart centered person, but there's definitely been seasons of my life where I was very in my head. So I might have been in my heart dominantly, but you know, I feel like as women, sometimes we can get too deep into our masculine energy and trying to like make things happen for ourselves. So I feel like that imbalance, even though it was challenging, it still taught me a lot to be more, I was gonna say more in my feminine energy, but really it's a balance because I love like planning and organizing and taking action, but I also just love to like be present and create. So I'll just leave it at a balance. But I do want to ask you, are you into human design?
Girl, don't you know it? I'm a manifesting generator.
Wow, of
Are
course you are. Me
you?
too. Yes.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Wow, this
Isn't that
is,
something? I think I'm 3-2.
I'm a 3-5. I'm not familiar with the two. Do you
I'm
know
not
what
sure
that
if it's
is?
3-2. It could be. I know it's three something. So
Okay. I
it
think
could
the
be. I
three
need to check up
has
on
to
that.
do with, yeah, me too. I'm still kind of like, because you know, human design, when you first get into it, it's like a lot. So I've kind of been into it probably like, when did I first really start studying my human design? Maybe like 2 years ago. I think the three has to do with like, ooh, it's like I don't want to get it wrong, but I feel like it has to do with service. Is that service or is that about creativity? I don't
I
know,
think
child.
it's martyr or something. I'm not entirely sure either. So we just guessing. Tap into the wisdom. May the wisdom come through. I think it's martyr.
Yeah, we are talking about human design. Do you want to do us a favor and look it up for us so we can remember what the three? I think that's called your profile.
Hold on. Let me. Wait, you talking to me or is there somebody else?
I was talking to this guy. I think
Oh,
they said it was a guy.
okay.
'Cause
Okay.
they're like, "What y'all talking about?" I was trying to keep up with the comments, but I wanted to be present for the conversation too.
I might be. I don't know. Is it 3532? Girl, let me check here. Yeah, it's 3-5. So are we both 3-5?
Oh wow!
No wonder we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
this. I love this. It's the martyr and heretic. So that makes so much sense. Like wanting to heal and also liking the unseen things, like the
yeah,
deeper philosophies and like the stuff where it's like, it's not social programming, not programmed by
yeah,
society, looking deeper into stuff. So
yeah.
it makes sense, girl. I knew there was a vibe. I knew there was a vibe when I started seeing you on my feed. And I was like,
No,
okay, SaVonne. Well, it's SaVonne, right? Not SaVonne.
yeah,
And I'm like,
same
I
on.
remember you. I remember you, and you always had a vibe that you were just like so over everybody, kind of like at the time. I'm not even. You
That's
remember?
why I'm saying like I've always been heart centered, but sometimes I would be in my head, so I would be like, how do I even describe this? It's like stuff didn't make sense to me. Like I didn't understand why people did the things they did.
Yes,
It
you
wasn't even
gave that
happy.
vibe.
So I was just like, ugh.
Gave that vibe for sure. You gave that vibe, and it was just like, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, why is everybody so damn dumb? Like, I'm not trying
No,
to
for
be mean,
real.
but like, what are
But
y'all doing? Like, what are y'all doing?
yeah,
But that's how it is to like want to help humanity elevate. We're always like, oh, just be peaceful, do the right thing. We're martyrs, right? Or 3-5 design. It's just you want to save humanity. So we're always looking at it like, what is going on here? Um, But the beautiful thing about human design is when you come to accept it, you no longer feel bad or weird. Like you're like, this is who I
Yeah.
am. I'm just gonna be who I am. It's gonna ruffle some feathers, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I just deal with it. It's resilience. I'm not gonna hide from who I am anymore, you know? And
Mm.
that's where that true like creative power comes in. Because to be a creative is to be a rebel, and
Yes.
you can't really care about what the world is saying, what the world is doing. You just got to be really
Yeah.
ready to like say, whatever y'all doing, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna
Exactly. Exactly. Because when you are truly anchored into your authentic essence, not only are you not moved by what other people think, say, or do, but that's really how you can cause a ripple effect in the field of like inspiring other people to grow or just see differently. Because sometimes it's not even about like, oh, somebody needs to stop doing this or stop doing that. Maybe they just need a new perspective and they need to just be a little bit more adventurous or a little bit more playful. Like, I feel like sometimes people have this like huge cloud of like shame over them of like, I'm doing something wrong or I'm wrong. And it's like, I can feel that. So I don't ever want to perpetuate that feeling on people. Like, wherever you are is where you are, and that's okay. As long as you want to, whatever
do.
it is, because I don't want to project anything onto people. Like, if you want something, then go after it. And if there's people around who's willing to support it, then allow that. Because
Yes.
that's been a lesson on my journey. Allowing people to support me, whew, it was not easy. It was not easy, especially because I just felt like, okay, you saying you want to support me, but like, you need help.
Ah,
Like,
I'm good.
for real, like I would feel this frustration, which I feel like I've grown past, but I can still feel that part of myself of like how you want to help me, but you need help, or like it's just like how can you be effective support for somebody when you talk to yourself terribly, or like you don't even treat yourself well, like, but that comes with discernment too, because that's really
Yeah,
irrelevant. Like, it
that
would
comes
just
with
be up
your
to me to be like,
energy.
okay,
You realize
yeah,
you're pulling the best out of people. And
yeah,
so
yeah,
you are helping them to see that part of themselves.
mm,
And what happens is they are still learning that part of themselves, trying to embody it. And so you see their end result, right? You see their lesson learned and them and the possibility of them being able to support. They try to live up to that, and they're elevating towards that, but they're also like shedding those old parts of themselves, the old versions of themselves, getting to know that part of themselves. So I understand it because